Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to show you a couple different, there's my wolf box making some noise. Turn this off. Alright, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to show you a couple different things that I was able to tune onto my 2019 BMW X5. And the program that I use, a couple different programs actually.
Disclaimer, the content in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a certified automotive technician, and the information provided should not be considered professional advice. Working on the electronics of a BMW X5, or any vehicle, can be complex and may lead to damage, personal injury, or other unintended consequences if done incorrectly. By choosing to follow any procedures or modifications shown in this video, you assume full responsibility for the outcomes, including any damage to your vehicle or equipment. Always consult your vehicle's manual and consider hiring a certified professional for any work you are not fully qualified or comfortable performing. I disclaim any and all liability for damages, injuries, or losses resulting from the use or misuse of the information in this video. Proceed at your own risk and always prioritize safety.
BimmerUtility was the main one that I was required to download, but then I also used Bimmer Code. So there's a couple different options you can go, but BimmerUtility was the one that I was able to use to do a lot of these different options that I really couldn't get from Bimmer Code. For instance, my 2019 BMW X5, it doesn't have the brake assist for backing into objects. But with BimmerUtility, I was actually able to code that in. That way I have got that as an option in my iDrive. The other thing that this 2019 BMW does not have, or did not have, is the traffic jam assist. And it has the camera here. It's got all the buttons, the lights, has every function, except when I was in stop and go traffic on the highway, it wouldn't go into the extra mode, the traffic jam assist mode. But using BimmerUtilities, I was actually able to, I believe it was FA editor, I was actually able to code traffic jam assist into the car. So now when I'm in an actual traffic jam, it actually works. So here I am driving on the highway, and the third mode should pop up. I am just waiting for that, so let's see if it does it. And here we go. Here is the third driving mode. So then you hit mode, and now we are in the third mode, or the Assist Plus. So now I have to pay attention to the road. But you can see hands can be off the steering wheel, and it says here Assist Plus. I am on the highway in stop and go traffic. But I have not heard of anyone else coding that into their car to make it actually work. And again, this does have all those different features, but it never went into the third driving mode, and now it does every time. One thing that's cool, you can add in Comfort Plus mode. So here the car automatically starts in Comfort Plus, and with that setting you can have the car so it starts in second gear, but then also the coasting works while it's in comfort. You don't have to be in Eco Pro for the coasting to work. And that's where the transmission disconnects from the motor when you're kind of coasting down a hill. So let's go ahead and look at BimmerUtility and check this out. It is a paid for software. I'm not associated with them whatsoever, but it's definitely a software that opens up a lot of the availability in your BMW. What I have is some sort of OBD connector. I'll post the link online. I used this when I was doing different coding using ISTA. So this works for ISTA also. But let's go ahead, we'll plug this in the OBD and plug it into the computer. The other thing to note is that BimmerUtility does have a phone app, but the app for the computer is much better. It's got a lot of like cheat sheets and everything, so that makes it nice. So you can plug in your USB and it will connect. Don't forget to press this 3 times. So then I will jump into a screen recording and we'll look at some of the different things that we can do on here. Alright, so you can go into Bimmer Utility to add on the traffic jam assist. What I did is I went to FA editor, and under here you can actually search in the code that would be for traffic jam assist. So traffic jam assist F5AR. What I did was I selected it. So we're going to FA the cars. That means we're going to be coding onto the car. So then you can go into current and it should be there now. So yep, it is now current. So you can kind of look through and see what you can add, but it's got to be something that like your car has to have. Your car already has to have it hardwired or programmed into there. I also wanted to share the FA part of here, FA editor. That's how I was able to change when my oil service light comes on. But you can change that value in here. So if you want it to come on every 12,000 kilometers or whatever time frame you want to do your oil change. But that's one thing I changed, that way it reminds me a little bit sooner. So the other thing you can do is now you can go over on the left side to the control units and you can go through and look at each of these. It'll read the computer or the module, whichever, and then it'll tell you kind of what options you can have. Some of them will have like cheat sheets and some are just regular, so, or some are just going through kind of the coding. So seatbelt reminder, then you go to the top right here, then you can change to each kind of computer inside there. So for instance, in here it says camera activation as you're driving. Camera top rear can be turned on when driving. Let's see if we can turn that on. And what this does is, because it's a cheat sheet, it automatically changes multiple settings in here. So this will be 4 settings that it'll automatically go through and change. Where if you weren't going to have this application or these cheat sheets essentially, you would have to go through and change all 4 of these settings. So let's code this. And coding complete. This is just a couple different examples of what you can go through. So here's one again where it's got the cheat sheets where it tells you exactly what it is. Daytime running lights. Same with this. You can adjust the angle of your mirror. Auto temp control for seats. Car startup mode, the default mode. This is the one thing that's cool. You can add in Comfort Plus mode. So here where it says sailing enabled in comfort mode, but I really found that the sailing really only works in Comfort Plus mode. So there's a lot more things you can go through and tune, but here I want to show you some of the cool settings now. So driver assistance. Okay, parking and maneuvering. This is me changing the automatic stopping. So active PDC. So this is where you can say emergency braking in the rear. So automatically it will stop if there's something in the rear. My vehicle doesn't have the option to use the automatic braking if it's on the sides. These older 2019 BMWs didn't have the correct sensors to use the braking if there's something on the side, but it will do it if there's something in the rear. Okay, the other cool thing that I was able to go through, traffic light detection. So now I can have it display traffic light phases. So if it senses a red light, it can automatically, it'll beep at me or it'll show a traffic light that is red. And that can actually change your speed or slow you down automatically. Okay, allow for traffic lights. So it doesn't really work here in the States because the traffic lights are on the other side of the intersection compared to like London, where the traffic lights are on the right side of the road. But it's still neat that it shows you when the traffic light turns red, and then when the traffic light turns green, it can beep at you. So those are a couple of the cool things that I was able to code into here. So let's check out to see how the rear automatic braking works. Now if there's something that is behind me, the car will automatically stop. It'll say active PDC with braking emergency. And just so you know, it can be pretty abrupt. So for instance, I'm gonna let go of the brake and it will slam the brakes, but that is good. It's a very good feature to have. And this is the area where you get into the traffic light assistance. And that's over here, if you can read that, DSC, Virtual Integration System. So you want to enable the speed limit assistance. That way it can slow down if it's needed, or the traffic light can kind of add those in there. So that's cool. A couple of the settings, like the traffic light assistance, you need to go into a couple different of the control units to actually enable it. So like for instance, one might be telling the car it can do it, and then the next thing you need to be able to do is go into the head unit and change the settings. So let's see, enable traffic light assist. So there's sometimes different areas around here that you need to go into. Keep that in mind. I usually just read through all of it. And this is the app that you can use for the anti-dazzle. And I will show you what that is. So anti-dazzling is when the brights can be turned on even with cars in front of you. The X5 will be able to detect where the cars are, and it can split the lights, or it can choose to turn on only one side of the high beams. You can see here it turns on the right side, lighting up everything on the right side of the road even though cars are directly in front of me. So then the last thing you can do is you can search up like G05 X5 coding cheat sheet, and it'll tell you all the different things that other people have coded, and it'll show you what module to go to and what to change the value to. So you can use the computer now to go through and code all this stuff in there. I found it's easier to use the computer instead of kind of going back and forth between my phone and the phone app. So much better using the computer. And for this video, it's short and sweet, but I did want to share a couple good details on it, especially the active braking for reversing and then the traffic jam assist. So if you found this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.